Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Pythia's Prophecy Tarot. This is a general love reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If it doesn't resonate, please check your other placements. If it doesn't resonate at all, please don't force it to fit. It's probably not your reading. Do check back, okay, in subsequent weeks. Let's get stuck in Aquarius. Let's see what is the message here for you. What's the message for Aquarius? Message for Aquarius. What is the message for Aquarius? What is the message here for Aquarius? We've got astral, love, fire, sensuality, and fertility. Wow. And we've got the dreamer at the bottom of the deck. Visions, trance, apparition. So it sounds like someone is thinking of you, Aquarius. Okay, they feel pretty passionate. Okay, someone imagining some, passionate times here. Let's get a couple of cards from this deck. What is the message here for Aquarius? What's the message for Aquarius? We've got air, seek a union of mind and spirit, and one more. Message for Aquarius. We've got the maiden, a new relationship blossoms. And we've got the seer, follow your intuition. Wow. That's interesting, isn't it? The seer with this dreamer, visions, trance. I think someone is feeling intuitively, Aquarius, that you're the right person for them. Okay, this person could be highly intuitive, could be a water sign, but they're imagining a future with you, okay, with this sensuality, fertility. It feels like they think this could, this has a lot of potential, right? With the maiden, it's a new connection. It's not an ex. With air, seek a union of mind and spirit. This person does feel that you're the right person for them. That's what I'm getting, okay? So let's see. Let's get the tarot out. Message for Aquarius. What is the message here for Aquarius? The Lovers. Wow. At the heart, we've got the King of Pentacles, crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. At the base, Ace of Swords, the Empress. Look at these big energies. 9 of Wands. Near future, we've got the 10 of Cups. We've got the Emperor, the 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Cups, with Justice at the bottom of the deck. So it feels like a karmic balancing as well of the scales, okay? Yeah, this person does see you as the right choice, Aquarius. Okay, you're the soulmate. With this King of Pentacles, they want to commit. They're looking for a commitment here. They think you're the right person to commit to, okay? I think you're this Empress energy, right? Someone from that they've known perhaps, okay, because you're coming up in the recent past. They'd like to commit to you with this 9 of Wands. They may have felt that they were not entirely sure about you in the past, okay? This person could have been a little defensive with you or just a bit on guard, right? They may not have completely opened up to you. But now they're very clear that you're the right choice. You're the one, that they want. With the Wheel of Fortune crossing, though, I do feel, because your energy is coming up in the past as the Empress, so I think time has passed, okay? This is not an ex, as I said, but it's someone who you knew probably, who at the time you knew them may have been a little guarded, right? Not entirely open to this connection. But now it feels like they'd like to revisit it. And the problem here is that maybe time's gone on, okay? Time may have lapsed. We've got the 10 of Cups coming up. So this person is seeking a commitment of some sort. Like when they approach you, they want long term. We've got Justice as well. So this person is looking at a legal tie, okay, with the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. This person is looking for a family yeah, they want to settle down. This person is the emperor, right? um, a little traditional, a little old school. And yeah, I think when they get into a relationship, they want to see it go all the way. They want, like, they want a commitment, they want marriage, family, that sort of thing. Okay. Now it's interesting because they're coming up as the emperor. You're the empress here in this person's past, and it feels like time's moved on. Maybe this person lost their chance with you. Like, maybe in the past there was a chance to get with you, but they were guarded, and they now recognize that it's like it's moved on. Okay. Now what's hidden here is a 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, this person does want some sort of family structure. Now hopefully they're not already in a family. We'll have to see. Okay. The hopes and the fear is the Knight of Wands. It may, I mean, I think this person does want to move towards you. Okay. But they may feel that maybe you may see them this way. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, hopefully this person doesn't have a family. Okay. And we have the Page of Cups in the outcome. So this person is coming towards you in some respect. I think they are going to reach out. It might be a friendly hello, right? A reconnection. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Why are the Lovers here in the underlying energy for Aquarius? Why are the Lovers there for Aquarius? Ten of Shields. And the Lady of Shields with the Bond home. So this person wants to go off on a new journey. Okay. They want to be lovers with you as well. I am getting that with that sensuality there. Okay. With the Ten of Shields, this person has gone through something heavy, a heavy past. They want to be done with it. I think you're coming up here as this Lady of Shields, someone that they really want to connect with. Okay. Yeah. It's like this person is fantasizing about a life with you, with these visions and trance. They're kind of seeing all the possibilities. Okay, maybe where they are, whether it's a job or whatever, it's whatever they're doing in their life, it feels mundane, it feels hard. And you're coming up as this exciting energy, and they're imagining all the possibilities. Like, they could have a fresh start with you, they could have an adventure. They could go off and do something exciting. Let's look at this King of Pentacles. Aparlamentum, and one more. It's two. Okay, Two of Shields and the Six of Shields. Yeah, so this person would like to get with you, and with this Aparlamentum, it feels like they are seeking, this is that energy of air. Although it's a Temperance card, it's that seek a union of mind and spirit. It feels like this person is looking for something where, yeah, they have financial responsibilities, they have a practical base, but they also want passion, they also want excitement. Okay. And they somehow seem to think that you're going to fit that bill. Now with the Two of Shields, I think this person is at a crossroads. And with the Six of Shields, you can see in this deck, in this card, it's about being let back in. So I think this is someone you knew, who would like to re-enter your life. Okay. Someone you knew, maybe you didn't get to know them very well because they had a wall up. Okay. They had a guard up. This person could have been a bit guarded. It's like with hindsight, now they see that they should have opened up to you. Okay. And with the Six of Shields, they're hoping to come back in. Okay. So let's look at this Wheel of Fortune. Where's the Wheel of Fortune there? Seven of Love. Ooh, what is this? The Knight of Shields and Consolamentum, the World. Yeah, I think that's a thing. The time has passed now. Okay. That's the problem here. With the Seven of Love, this person is very focused, right, on this. With the Knight of Shields moving towards something. With the Consolamentum, it's about closing it out, like it's the world energy. this may even be something that they had done in the past. Okay, maybe they were so fixated on somebody else, perhaps with the Seven of Love. They may have moved towards that person, right, to start a new chapter. And that could have gotten in the way, like maybe when you knew them, because with the lovers, lovers is typically a choice. This person may have had a choice in the past, okay, and they were guarded against you, or they had a boundary up with you. Maybe they were focused on someone else, like when you knew them, they had another relationship, or they were just interested in someone else. Yeah, and they may have to close that out, okay. Now, let's look at this Ace of Swords. The Knight of Wisdom. And the Three of Love. Yeah, with the Ace of Wisdom, so they're very clear they want to come towards you, okay? They've gained some knowledge here with this Knight of Wisdom. There's clarity. With the Three of Love, as I said, I think this person did have a choice, okay? And they abandoned this connection. Now, as I said, it's not an ex, so it's just someone who may have moved pretty quickly out of your life, and the time that you knew them, they were guarded, okay. You could maybe didn't even get to know this person very well, but they've had some sort of they've figured something out about you, and I think it's that you're now seen as this Empress, okay. Let's see, where's the Empress there? Lucifer, Ace of Shields, and the Knight of Love. Now, Lucifer is the Hierophant, okay, in this deck. So and the Hierophant is all about wisdom that's received. We see that this person has received something here. And whatever knowledge they've received, they now recognize that you're the right person to commit to, okay. They want to come towards you, proclaiming their love. Yeah, this person's learned something about you. Now, let's look at this Nine of Wands. Where's the Nine of Wands there? The Bornholm. And the Ondura with Death. So this person was a little guarded. Maybe they were going through a major transformation in their life, right, when you knew them. And it just wasn't the right time, okay. So they may have seen you as something a little risky, a little unknown, right? And maybe at the time they weren't prepared to do it. And now they're seeing that situation differently, okay? Now they feel that they're ready for the risk. Maybe you don't seem so risky now that they can see that you're an Empress, So this person may have come even from a different background from you, right? Or something. Something about getting involved with you may have been seen as a risk. Okay, now let's look at this Ten of Cups. We've got the Nine of Shields, the Lady Wisdom, and the Six of Wisdom. Yeah, so now we've got their family, and this is what they want, and they feel pushed to do this, okay? They feel pushed maybe by their intuition, because this is the High Priestess energy. With the Six of Wisdom, they now feel that they want to come towards you, okay? They see happiness possibly with you. We see that here with the Seer card. This person's intuition is speaking to them and telling them that you're the right person for them, okay? I'm not sure why maybe the fact that they were going through this death energy, death cycle, could have clouded their intuition, or it just wasn't speaking to them because that wasn't the right time for them to get involved with you. Now let's look at the Emperor. The Squire of Shields. There's the Emperor there. And the Six of Love. Yeah, with the Lord of Wisdom, this person has learned something about you, Aquarius, okay? With the Squire of Shields, you can see a lot of people talking around this, right? Maybe the fact that this person wants to revisit this connection is also bringing up some gossip, okay? People could be gossiping. Okay, let's look at the Ten of Pentacles. The Last Judgment, and one more. Four of Wisdom. Yeah, I think that this person, if they are in a family dynamic already, they do want to end it. Okay. With Judgment, though, I'm just getting a feeling that they have recognized that they can be stable with you. Okay. You are a kind of stable partner. That they've had that realization. With the Four of Wisdom, it feels like this person has had to pull this load by themselves. So if they chose someone else, they've recognized that they were doing all the heavy lifting there. Okay, it feels like they had no help whatsoever from the other person, and they feel that you're the right match for them. Okay, the Emperor to the Empress, and you'd pull your weight in a relationship. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so this person wants someone who will pull their weight, and not be maybe overly financially dependent on them. Okay, now let's look at the Knight of Wands. Squire of Swords. And the Star with the Moon. So this person would like to move towards you, okay? But with the Squire of Swords and the World of Truth, which is a star energy, it may be that this truth, or they'd have to deliver something that would be painful to someone else, right, about this. So if they did get into another commitment, Aquarius, then obviously they've got to end that, right? Which is why maybe this Wheel of Fortune is the obstacle, because something else would have to complete out. Okay, if they chose someone else and they now regret that choice, they would have to finish with that relationship before they came to you, right? So that's a quandary that this person is in now. Let's look at the Page of Cups. I mean, for some, it's not a relationship. It could be a job, okay, or some financial obligation. But either way, it needs to complete out. Why is the Page of Cups there? The Two of Swords and the Five of Wisdom. Yeah, with the Empress, Esclamon de Foix. Now, that's your energy here, okay? So they're going to give some kind of outreach, okay? With the Two of Swords and the Five of Wisdom, though, the Five of Wisdom is an energy of being shunned. With the Two of Swords, it's indecision. So I think this person would like to come back, reach out to you, reconnect. It feels like a reconnection, and it's very small with this Page of Cups. Okay, it's a little outreach, maybe a small text or something. They could be worried that they are going to be shunned maybe by the people around them. Okay, especially if they're already committed or something. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this Seeker union of mind and spirit. Why is that there? Why is air there? Tower. Yeah, so this person has had a revelation that you're the right partner on every level. Okay, you're the Empress to the Emperor, so you're a match, and you're not dependent on them. Like financially, maybe you don't need this person financially, and they're attracted to that. Okay, maybe they've had relationships where someone was codependent on them or something. Now let's look at a parallamentum here. Why is a parallamentum there? Yeah, the Fool. They want to go off and have this new beginning with you now, where which is more equal. That's what I'm getting. Okay, let's look at the Six of Shields. King of Swords, Aquarius. So for some of you who are cross-watching, this is the Aquarius's energy, okay? For others, this person wants you to let them back into the house. I mean, back in into your life, okay? Now let's look at the Seven of Love, the Knight of Pentacles. This person works hard, okay? This person is a responsible person with that Emperor energy and the Knight of Pentacles. They're like a worker bee, they work really hard. And they may have, they do want to come now towards you. Okay, let's look at this consolamentum. Strength, which sort of fell out sideways. And one more. The sun. Yeah, so they do have strong Leo energy here. But this person would have to find the courage to go for their happiness. It means successfully completing everything else. And they would have to, if it's a third party of some sort, or they've been in another relationship, then they do have to speak up. And we can see that in their fear, that they're afraid of speaking the truth here. Okay. So they're not going to be able to affect any change here unless they speak up. Now let's look at let's look at this Knight of Wisdom. Where's the Knight of Wisdom in there? Ten of Swords. And the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, they're pretty clear that they would like to end this, whatever they're in. Okay, it could be a job for some, or whatever, another relationship, but something in their life has to end so that they can focus on the relationship with you. Okay, now let's look at this Empress energy. Let's look at the Hierophant here. Why is Lucifer there? Three of Swords. Yeah, it's definitely a third party of some sort with the High Priestess. Yeah, this person is keeping their feelings for you a secret, okay, because they know it's going to hurt someone else. Aquarius, okay. That's why you're in the past. Maybe that they were a little guarded, right? Because it could have been a third party. A third party. You know, you may have entered this person's life when they were just going through some ending, or with that Nine of Wands, they were almost about to end it. Okay, something of the sort. Now let's look at the Bonhomme. Page of Cups. And let's look at the Ondura. The Page of Wands. Yeah, so it feels very fresh. It feels like starting, over with a clean slate, like you're someone they have no history with. I mean, yeah, they knew you a little bit, but that's it. But there's no relationship history. And it would just be a fresh new beginning on much more equal footing for this person, okay? With someone that they feel can match them. Now let's look at Lady Wisdom here. The Nine of Wands, and one more. The Three of Cups. Yeah, this person was guarded, okay, in the past, because this could have been a third party, as I said. So, but the intuition is telling them now, pushing them to reconnect, okay, reconnect with you. That's what I'm getting. Maybe the intuition is telling them that you're the right partner, not the one that they're with. Okay, so let's look at Squire of Shields here. Nine of Cups, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of gossip about this person, maybe also eventually, okay, because they may be seen as, yeah, just getting carried away with their desires here, okay. The fact that they want to reconnect with you, something of the sort. And let's look at the Last Judgment. Seven of Cups. Yeah, this person in the past was confused, they weren't sure, okay. They weren't sure maybe if you were right for them, but they've had that realization now. Let's look at that Four of Wisdom. Yeah, the World. See, they want to end the cycle in which they've been doing all the heavy lifting. They want to finish that off, okay. Yeah, this person definitely sees you as a better fit. Now let's look at the Squire of Swords. Six of Swords. Yeah, see, the fact that they want to move on from another relationship is going to hurt someone, okay, and they know that, and that's what's giving them pause. Let's look at the Star here. Six of Wands. See, they're worried about what people will think of them, okay. They are the Emperor. They have a certain image of responsibility, of not bailing on obligations, right? And so they're worried what people are going to think of them. They're worried that maybe they'll be seen as a player, but in reality, this person is drawn to you because the relationship that they're in is very, it feels unequal, okay? It feels unequal, but they're doing all the heavy lifting. I think there was a Leo reading that was a little similar, so I don't know if you're dealing with a Leo. Okay, I mean, there's three people, so a Leo could figure in this somehow. Now let's look at the Five of Wisdom. Yeah, the Empress. I think they're wondering if they'll be shunned if they come for you. Yeah, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, right? And the Knight of Wands. They'll be shunned when they speak up with the Page of Swords, okay? That they're coming for you. They're ending their long-standing commitments, right? To move on. They'll be seen as a Knight of Wands. Yeah. But they definitely see possibilities with you. Let's get caught on this Maiden. Why is the Maiden there? Six of Pentacles. See, as I said, it's all about balance. It's about reciprocity. And this person feels that a connection with you would be balanced, you know. Yeah, with Ten of Cups, they can have happiness, but you're also going to pull your weight. I am getting that strongly, okay? This person is seeking something that is balanced. And that's fine, right? That's a good something to aspire to. The problem is that they're tied up with something that is not balanced. So they'd have to end that first. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So I'm not going to pull any advice for you, Aquarius, because I think this person has good intentions, right? Even though they are an existing connection, their motivations for coming towards you are good, but just make sure that if you already know that they're in another relationship or whatever, make sure they are single, okay, when they approach you. Yeah, that's what I've got for you. Please do tell me in the comments if it resonates. Do hit like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It helps the channel. And I'll see you next time.